Week's brand new episode of New Start Monday Knits. I'm Louise from Wildflower Wool and welcome. It is a brand new week, which means it is a brand new cast on. You guys voted for some really fun yarn today over in Instagram and Facebook. So we will get to the yarn that was up for voting, the project that I'm going to do, and what the winning yarn was. And then after that, I've got some updates. I have some blanket knitting, some updates on last week's New Start, and an update on Start from a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I have no finishes to show. I know. Can you guys believe it? Of course you can believe it. If you've hung out here for any time, any length at all, you'll know it's not a big shock to see that I don't have any finishes. So I'm hoping next week I will have a whole lot of finishes to share with you. So this week's New Start Monday yarn was all about Christmas. It is the last Monday before Christmas. Christmas is only Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days away. So close. Cannot believe I've been anticipating Christmas for so many weeks, and now it is just around the corner. This week I thought would be the perfect time to knit some Christmas balls. In between wrapping gifts, having a Christmas movie on, doing some last minute tidying and grocery shopping and meal prep and all that kind of thing. Christmas ball would be a perfect thing to knit. So I just grabbed these yarns. These two non-eyelashy yarns, those two there, these are some Holst yarn. Have you guys knit with this Holst? I love this. This is one of my favorites. It's super soft, which don't let the name confuse you or mislead you. It is not super soft. This is a very rusticy, well, I don't, see, I'm feeling it now and thinking, okay, it doesn't feel super rusticy to me. I think it feels less picky than a Briggs & Little does, but it does kind of have that feel to it. I would say it's a notch or two down from Briggs & Little and Lopi are way up here, and the Holst is down here, but it's not really soft. So super soft is not necessarily super soft, but it is lovely to work with. It is classified. Yes, Diane's saying, is it fingering? It is a fingering, but it is a light fingering. It does not have any nylon in it. It's 100% wool, so it's not an actual sock yarn. So this is it. So I don't know if probably it's hard to tell on the screen, but it is very light, but it is beautiful to work with, and it is a pretty affordable priced yarn. What does it say? So let me tell you. Oh my gosh, this is pineapple. So it is a bit of a yellowy color. It is pineapple, 100% wool. It is a 50-gram ball. There's 287 meters or 314 yards. And they are suggesting a 3 or a 3.5 millimeter needle, which may be fine for a shawl. But if you're wanting something knit fairly tightly, you're going to want to go down to like a 2.25 kind of thing. But lovely yarn. So the red option is, oh no, Venetian, maybe? Venetian, is it backwards for you guys? Can you see it? Is it even focusing? I'm not sure. It's Venetian. Venetian? I think that maybe is how you spell it, how you pronounce it. Anyway, it's the same kind of thing, 50 grams, 314 yards, 100% wool. So those are those two together. Oh, hi everybody who's popping in here. Jocelyn, you forgot to vote? Oh no. Well, just type in here right now, which one, what would you have voted for? Would you have voted for this really nice Holst fingering weight? Or the other option is this stuff. Hi, Joanne. If you guys have joined me, where was it, Friday night in the Fiber Friends Friday Night Knittin' Facebook group. Hi, Anne. We were talking about this. I am a little bit obsessed with this, and I have no idea why. other than it is fun, it is sparkly, it is glittery, it is very festive, and it just screams, well, I don't know, it does kind of scream, doesn't it? It's just very enthusiastic yarn, and I loved it. I bought some of this a couple of weeks, 2 weeks and 2 weekends ago when I was at Michael's. I found this at Michael's, and the whole point of Friday night's conversation was I did not buy silver. I have gold, I have red, and I do have it in green. Here's the green. But I did not buy the silver. I do not, well, I do kind of know why, but anyways, I don't know why I didn't just grab it for some stash enhancement, but I did not. And now it is all sold out. A lot of people, Friday night when we were chatting about this, I could hear the eyes rolling through the screen thinking, oh my goodness, hi Cindy, hi Katie. They're thinking, Louise, do not buy this stuff. You do not need tinsel yarn. This yarn is actually called, it is Craft Smart, and it is called tinsel yarn. And I like how it says underneath, it is a maker's must have. And I would totally agree with that. So there, tinsel, because it really does look like Christmas tree tinsel. A little softer than that though. It is 100% polyester. Yes, it is. And it is suggesting a 9mm crochet hook. It's not even suggesting a knitting needle. Is that, should I be worried about that? I'm not sure. Oh yes, it does. Down in smaller print, it says an 8mm knitting needle. 10 stitches over a 4-inch gauge swatch. So big stitches. When I picked yarn this morning for the new start, I thought, okay, what am I gonna put together here? And I thought, okay, this tinsel yarn, I really want to knit with it. But you know what I honestly thought? I thought it is going to get no votes. Everybody is going to look at this and they are going to just be like thinking, why in the world would she ever want to knit with this, right? I mean, who all has knit with eyelash yarn before? I mean, how many years ago was it that eyelash yarn was really, it kind of, I don't know, did it come back, or was it that the first time eyelash yarn had made an appearance? And it was probably more than 10 years ago. Yikes. I hate, it makes me really, it dates me when I think about that. I think I'm trying to think, I picture myself looking at it in Lewis Craft. Do you guys remember Lewis craft stores? And they're not even around anymore. They haven't been around in a long time. Anyways, it's not the funnest stuff to knit with, is it? But it looks really fun. Oh, Cindy is saying you have a whole tote of eyelash yarn. Oh, and it will all be donated. I think I went and I donated a lot of my eyelash yarn too, but it probably wasn't Christmas colors. And I think that is what this is saving grace is that it's Christmas colors. So anyways, back to the voting today. You guys, this was an unprecedented New Start Monday vote. All the other votes, you know, either sometimes one yarn is way out ahead of another one. Other ones get close towards the end of the day, catching up in votes. But I have never, ever had it come down to a tie. And like I said, I thought for sure this would get left in the dust. I thought everybody would vote. I picked up the green, but I thought everybody would vote for the Holst, the Supersoft. But Team Tinsel Diane is saying, it was a dead heat, 50-50. I checked the Instagram stories like 3 minutes until before I started this live, 50-50. 50-50, which makes me so happy because that means there are actually people out there who are in love with this super fun yarn, just like I am. We'll see if that love what happens to it, if it grows while I'm knitting with it, or if it quickly gets diminished as I fiddle with this eyelash yarn. But I had to go to the Facebook group and I checked the comments there and the Instagram post, and tinsel. That's what you guys voted for. So your comments in Facebook and Instagram, most of you guys were looking at the tinsel and saying this will be super fun. A lot of people said I can't wait to see it knit up. I can't either. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the tinsel yarn wins. My Holst goes back in my stash for a little while longer. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try making pom-poms with this too. Catherine. Okay, yes, you made it. You're here. Oh, you're working on your second Christmas sock. That's awesome. So this is it. So I'm going to find, it says an 8mm. If it's going to be an ornament, I'm going to have to knit it tight. So I will try a 6 or a 7mm. See what I have. Christmas balls, I think I will just do it on some DPNs and see how it turns out. And then I think I'll do some pom-poms as well. I'll try it. Yeah, I have this vague memory of doing pom-pom with eyelashy yarn, and when you cut it, then a lot of the bits fall off it. So we'll see if it works out. I hope it will. I'm sure, hopefully it will. Fun stuff. So I have 3 colors. Even though the gold and the red was in the post, I may just do some green as well. Maybe I'll do some stripes. Maybe I'll just do some individual balls. I mean, can't get too super fancy with this eyelashy yarn, but I think they will look really, really pretty and festive and sparkly and happy, which is kind of the whole vibe I'm going for the next few weeks while we are all Christmasing. Stay tuned. Hopefully tomorrow morning I will post a little bit of an update on what this looks like. So that's that. Thanks everybody for voting. I'm so glad you guys voted for this tinsel yarn. It makes me feel like I am not alone. For a while, I was thinking I was the only one who was in love with this yarn until I went back to Michael's to try to get a ball of the silver, and it was sold out. And now all of it is sold out. I bought the very last gold ball in one of our Michael's store. So obviously I am not alone because people are buying it. Anyways, fun. I'm going to cast this on. Updates on my knitting. I did some secret knitting this week that I cannot show. So that was fun. It's always fun to knit gifts, and I love giving gifts to people, especially when it's been hand knit. But I can show you this one. Oh dear, I don't have ends woven yet. But I did a couple of spa cloths. And, oh, look at that. I'm just realizing. Can I grab this tree? Look at this. I'm seeing I'm color coordinated. My spa cloth and these pom-poms. Very similar shades. Do you guys remember my trees that I made last year? I am loving these. There is 3 of them. Maybe the 3rd one I'll try to remember to bring over for next week. But it is in the dining room. It has poinsettias, little poinsettias pinned all into it, and I love them. That was a fantastic use of the eyelash yarn. So if anybody has any green eyelash yarn, I would say do not donate it. Save it and wrap it around a styrofoam cone and just pin it or hot glue it. Makes fantastic Christmas trees. So this spa cloth, I love this. I think from now on, well, no, I'm not going to say that, but a lot of my dishcloths from now on are going to be made with crochet cotton. So I've got 2 strands here of crochet cotton. This is what I started with. Aunt Lydia's number 10 crochet cotton. Victory green no, Victory Red. Victory Red and Myrtle Green. Those are the two colors that I used. And I used a 3mm needle. And I held a strand of each, so it was doubled. And I just followed my super simple diamond dishcloth. And it worked up really great. It was a little bit more knitting because the needles are so small and the yarn is really fine. I started out with 3 stitches, did my increases out, and I increased up till I had 70 stitches. Normally with a dishcloth, you're what, like 35, 38 is kind of where I go to. Maybe if you knit really tight, you may go up to 40 or something like that. So I went up to 70. Oh, Susanna, you've got scarlet and sage green. Those would be really nice together. I wish you could feel this. I wish there was some technological advances here where you could just like get the squish factor on this. It is nice. I think it makes a lovely spa cloth. It would be great for doing dishes, just something a little bit different than our ordinary dishcloth cotton. So if I saw Sam here, I think I saw Sam's name scroll by on the screen, and you guys all know Sam is the queen of dishcloths. So Sam, this may be something you may want to try for the new year, just as a little something different for your dishcloths. I like this. So this is going to go in with a gift, and I have a couple more of these already wrapped up that are going to go as gifts. So that is fun. So if you have any crochet cotton in your stash that you haven't used or think you aren't going to use it for crocheting, think about dishcloths with it. You may just like it. I really like it. I'm going to carry on with this in the new year. This has been a few evenings of knitting to get this one done. Christmas movies, and you know, really simple, quick, kind of a mindless knit. The only thing with that, you do have to pay a little bit of attention because you've got 2 strands and you don't want to split them, right? But not super hard. Oh, Susanna, you've got a silver and a natural as well. Well, the silver would be nice with the red, or silver and the green. You could make a few different combinations. What else do I have? Blanket knitting. Oh, Susanna, so yours, I'm seeing the names come up on the screen here. So what you're telling me basically is you have a lot of colors of crochet cotton, do you? Well, you could start whipping out some spa cloths or dishcloths. I just had this most horrible thought just pop into my head as I'm hauling out this huge blanket. The tripod is only within arm's length in front of me, and I thought, oh good heavens, what if this humongous blanket tips the whole tripod over? I'm going to try really hard not to let that happen. Blanket is not quite finished. It is still on the needles, but I'm very close. I have but 1 stripe left to go and ends to even. So this is on the knitting list for tonight. After we're finished visiting, I'm going to put on a Christmas movie and I'm going to work on this because I am getting down to just a few days to go. And I have to have this done for Christmas Eve, but it is big, it is really big. So I'm going to try to show it to you. It's it just keeps going and going and going, and there we go. So it's long. I have not actually measured it in a while, but it is so warm and cozy. Cannot wait to gift this to Eric. I think he is going to love it. I'm hoping so. I've definitely had a lot of fun making it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this 1 more stripe and weave in my ends and go lay it on the bed. If it's the length I want, I'll be good. I'll call it done. If it's not, then I may put 1 more stripe. If I have an extra night or 2 of knitting, I may just add another stripe. I've got lots of yarn left over. I think I might have 5 of these donut thingies left. You guys have probably heard me say this before, that I bought a few extras because I really wasn't sure how many balls I would need, and I did not want to run out. So I've got extra, which there had been some suggestions that maybe I could make him a matching pillow. I had thought actually about doing him a hat with one of the balls. That may actually happen. And oh, there, Katie, just matching pillowcases. I I think I may do that. That's not, I'm not gonna like try to whip one out for Christmas, but maybe in the new year that could happen and use up the rest of the yarn. Ah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Great fun knit. I have this blanket. I forget exactly when I started, but it was towards the end of November. Did not leave myself a lot of time. It's knitting up so quickly, really enjoyable. I like knitting with it. I like knitting with it a lot. I would definitely do another blanket for sure. Oh, I do have one more thing to show you. So, Fiber Friends, you guys know Fiber Friends podcast has a ornament challenge going on the whole entire month of December. So it goes right through until December 31st. So there's lots of time if you want to do some ornament knitting between Christmas and New Year's, because that seems kind of a fun time to do some little tiny projects. Be a great project for using up some little leftover bits, right? If you've got little leftovers of sock yarn or worsted weight, you could do some stars, you could do some snowflakes, little mini mitts or stockings to use up those little bits. Kind of go into the new year feeling like you've tidied up your stash a little bit. Or you can just do what I do and go buy all brand new balls and and just start making ornaments from that, you know? That works too. This one here is, what is this one called? This one is just called Star Ornament. It's a free pattern in Ravelry. Let me show you the finished here. This is it. So this is knit with the Lion Brand Thick and Quick Wool Ease. Isn't that fun? So it is about the size of your hand. I think in the pattern, she said it was about 6.5 inches wide and tall. I used a little bit bigger needle because this is what I had. Ooh, what is this? A 10. I think I went a 10 millimeter because that's what I had. 10 millimeter, 16-inch needle because it's knit in the round. I think the pattern calls for maybe an 8. I was worried that it would be a little bit loose because I am a loose knitter anyways and typically go down a needle size, which would have meant I probably would have went to a 7 millimeter. But really, it's not super loose. It looks pretty much fine, I think. I really like the detail in this pattern. I did a long tail cast on, so that gives you, you know, when you do a long tail cast on, it does kind of give you a roped edge on the front side and then the back side. So this here, when it has this roped edge with the long tail cast on, that combined with your center double decrease, I just find that really striking to have those bold accents. Kind of wondering what it would be like if it had a bead or something in the center. I mean, I know stars don't have anything in the center of them, but I can't help but think what it would be like to embellish. Put a bead, put a button. I just took and I just cut a waste yarn and just thread it through my cast on stitches up here at the top to make a loop. And I think I will probably, that sounds so definitive, doesn't it? I think I will put a bead on here like I did with, oh, I think they maybe are on the tree already. My little Christmas tree. Do you remember seeing the yellow one and it had the bead on top? I think I may do that again because I really liked that. Take a wooden bead and just slide it down over these 2 strands of yarn and just bring it to the top of the star and hang it. This was really fun. If you watched the last episode of the Fiber Friends podcast, you will have seen me struggling with this. You know, this is the easiest thing. You cast on, you knit 4 rows, and you're done. And I kept messing it up. I had tried it twice before we started podcasting, and I kept you know, having 1 stitch left over, 1 stitch short. Because I think I was trying to knit it during a Zoom knit night, right? And we all know how that can go sideways very quickly. And I had cast it on a couple of times and it wasn't working. And I thought, okay, that's it. When Cheryl and I are podcasting, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to knit this as we're chatting. It's 4 rows. I had reviewed the pattern beforehand. I thought, I got this. I can do this. Well, no, I couldn't. I I had misread the pattern. So Cheryl and I are podcasting. I'm casting on. I'm joined it in the round. I'm working what I think is the first row. And I get to the end and I have 2 stitches left over. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So anyway, once I came home and I sat in the peace and quiet of my living room and actually reread the pattern, I was like, oh my word, Louise, what, you know, how can you possibly mess this up? But you know, I tell you, if there's a way to mess it up, I typically find it. So, and then it took me about, I don't know, half an hour maybe to knit this and weave in the ends, and it's done. So I'm going to do a few more. I think this would make a really fun garland for going over the archway or the door or around doorways. It would be fun. Now I'm going to scroll back here because I saw somebody leave a comment, something about a bead. Oh yes, Catherine said, put a bead in the center and on all the points. You're right. That would be really cute, wouldn't it? That actually would be really cute. I don't think you can really go wrong, however you want to embellish it, right? Oh, okay. Jocelyn's saying that she cast off a shawl, so absolutely you can cast on an ornament. And you know, this really would be a fun little gift. What's the word I want to say? I want to say gift tag, but that's not what I want. Embellishment? I don't think that's right, the word. What is the word I'm thinking of? Decoration in place of a bow, right? You could just put this on and then attach the tag to it, maybe. It would be fun, and then people would have a little ornament to put on their tree as well. And really, and in less than an hour, you can have one made. Super simple. So star ornament, that's what it was. And it's knit in the round, so you don't have to fiddle seaming. So that's kind of nice. My Christmas sock did not see the light of day at all this week. I have a feeling that this is going to be a between Christmas and New Year's. I'm gonna have to revamp my idea for my Christmas socks. They're not going to be Christmas socks, but they could be New Year's Eve socks. Maybe, possibly. We'll see. Jocelyn and I are doing our check-in the first Thursday in January, which I'm thinking is maybe like the January 5th-ish kind of thing. And those socks were to be finished for that check-in. So I'm not ruling that deadline out. Yeah, the Christmas Day, I think that ship has sailed already. But the check-in the beginning of January with Jocelyn, that is still on the table. Oh, my hat. I knew there had to be something else. Okay, this hat, man, I am loving this, but I really, really wanted to have this finished. I pictured myself being able to show you my new super cute project bag that Cheryl gifted me. And I was going to whip out a finished hat. I was going to put it on. I was going to model it and tell you how wonderful it fit and how much I loved it. And I can do part of that. I can tell you how much I'm loving it and how beautiful it is, but I'm not quite finished. I have about 12 rounds left to go. 10, 12, something like that. I'm getting there. I'm doing the decreases for the top. So look at this gorgeous pattern. This is Christmas Chronicles 2 Beanie. Isn't that fun? My little darning needle there is what I've been using for a cable needle. I had thought about giving myself a little refresher on cabling without a cable needle, and I was having so much fun knitting this that I didn't stop to practice or to refresh. So I've just been doing it with a cable needle, and it's been really lots of fun. I know, isn't this bag just the cutest? All of those different sock patterns on there, and there's knitting needles and balls of yarn. It's lovely. And then just a nice off-white. Oh, it's kind of a gray. Yeah, I suppose it's gray, same as the little ribbons for the pulls. Really fun. So of course I immediately thought I was going to put my socks in it, and I promptly put a hat. But that's okay. It's a perfect size. There's no divider in here. It's just an open bag. So my 100-gram ball of worsted weight yarn fit in there great. So it's a perfect size for carrying around a one skein project. The yarn is Leo and Roxy, and it is the Americana colorway. And look at this. I am getting this ball knit. It is disappearing before my eyes, which better not disappear too quickly. Yeah, there's lots of yarn here. I'm not going to run out. It's yeah, so this is nice. I'm liking the yarn. It's really soft. It is a worsted weight. It is a superwash merino, so it is really, really soft. And this is what the hat is going to look like as I get those decreases done. Aren't those really fun cables? The yarn's really pretty too. That brown with little bits of flecks of white. And I guess it's more like a chocolate brownie kind of color in there. It's really pretty. Really pretty. This pattern, the Christmas Chronicles 2 Beanie, it's really fun. It's really well written. I'm not using the chart instructions. I'm just going with the written out instructions. Finding it really super to follow. The cabling's easy. It's just a really fun, relaxing knit that I am really going to try hard to have finished for next week. Next week, I can't even believe this, but next Monday is going to be after Christmas. It'll be the week between Christmas and New Year's. So next week, boy, I'm going to have to sit down and figure out. I was just going to say that'll be the perfect time to sit and kind of, think about goals, do a year in review. We will see. We'll see. I'll have to sit and give some thought to that. Yeah, the worsted look is really squishy, Cindy. It is really, really nice. It's nice. I'm loving it. I would definitely get more of the worsted for sure. I have a lot of Leo and Roxy sock yarn. This yarn was in my stash. I'd had it in my stash for a couple of years, but I don't think I have any other worsted. I think this was it for the worsted. That, I think, has been my knitting for the week. Blanket, some secret knitting, some dishcloth knitting, my star ornament, hat knitting. No, it's not. There is one more project. There is one more. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, last week's new start. Okay, this is the last project. Is not finished, but it is off to a good start, and I'm really liking it. There was 3 colors. This was the Cascade 220 yarn that I had. It's 100% wool as well. Oops, just give me one. There we are. One ball had tried to run away. So there is the red. This is a ruby red. There is this light green, and I think it's apple green, and then there is the white. So I wanted to do a Christmas stocking or a Christmas ball with this. And you guys voted for a Christmas stocking. So this is it. It is started, and I've got color work started. Let me see, make sure I pull out the right size needle, or the not in use needle. How many times we've all done that, haven't we? With DPNs, you go to pull out the needle not in use and you accidentally pull one of these. We've all been there, haven't we? Anyway, this is it. I'm just doing just a really simple little check pattern, I guess, little squares. So it's just 2 stitches. So it's a three stitch repeat. It is the 1 red, 2 whites, and then just repeat that: 1 red, 2 whites, 1 red, 2 whites, all the way around. And yeah, just all the way around. And I'm going to carry that all the way. Oh, Diane, yeah, it says it looks like little windows. That's a great way to think of it. I just really like, okay, trying to hold it. It's a little fiddly. So obviously I did a 2x2 ribbing with the green. And then I figured out what pattern I was going to do. So, you know, in an ideal world, I would already have known my pattern before I cast on, because I had to decrease 1 stitch, because this was a multiple of 4 for my ribbing. This multiple of 3 stitch repeat, it didn't fit. I had 1 stitch left over, so I just decreased 1 stitch, and then I just carried on. I think when I do this again, I will just probably change my cast on number. But I mean, that's 1 stitch is easy enough just to fudge. So I'm going to carry this all the way down. I haven't really decided how long I'm going to do the leg. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And then I am going to do a heel flap and gusset, and then carry the pattern on down for the foot. And oh, and I will do the heel flap and gusset. I am going to do that in the apple green, and then go back with the red and white windows. I like that, Diane. I'm going to carry that down for the foot, and then do the toe in the green, and then we'll cast that off. This is fun. I just spent, this was a little bit of time watching Christmas movie. I knew, well, all of my knitting is with Christmas movies, but I can't remember which movie I was watching when I did this. But I really do like just that brightness of the red and the white, and then I think the green will make really fun cuff, heels, and toes. Easy, again, really fun. I'm hoping maybe I will get this finished. This is just for me for decoration, so there's no deadline for this. It's not being gifted at all. So this is something maybe I will finish like on Boxing Day or something. And then Monday, when I am back here, fingers crossed, I will have this little stocking finished, have the hat finished. I will have Christmas balls to show you. Oh my goodness, I could end off the year on a high note with a whole bunch of finishes. I kind of like I like the feel of that, yeah, finish off the last, will that be the last New Start Monday of the year? I think it will be, won't it? Because then the next one will be right after New Year's. That's a good way to finish off the year of New Start Mondays, with a few finishes. I'm going to really try, I'm going to, fingers crossed, hope that I can make that happen. So there was some comments back here. I saw Sally popped in. Did somebody ask me? Oh, Katie said, what will I do with this week's New Start? So the Christmas balls, they're going to be for me. I'm not going to gift any of them. And I have a Christmas tree upstairs in the yarn room that I am just hanging handmade ornaments on there. So this would be a good time to say thank you so much to everybody who sent Christmas cards and the snowflake ornament from the Fiber Friends podcast card exchange. They've all been so beautiful, and they are all on this tree. I'm almost thinking that maybe I could do the whole tree at some point in snowflakes. That would be really fun. So that's where they're going to go. So I envision having some of these really sparkly colored balls and my snowflakes on this tree. So I will definitely show you. I will take a picture, or maybe at some point we will be up there live, maybe, fingers crossed. And I will show you guys the tree before it gets put away for the year. Diane, that's a lot of ho ho ho's. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. That is fun and true, but that's really, really fun. That was a good joke. I like that one. So what is everybody else working on? What did you do about what did I do about dishcloths? What is Sam? What exactly do you mean with my one that I did with the cotton, the dish or the crochet cotton? Yes, fingers crossed, Diane's saying. Let's hope, right? Oh, would a tree topper count as an ornament? Yes, I say it totally does. An ornament is going on a tree. Absolutely. Alice, hey Alice, how are you? You're making a knitted necklace? That is really exciting. That's really exciting. Are you going to be wearing it for Christmas? You will have to post some pictures somewhere so we can take a look at that. So what is everybody else working on? I had posted a question in my Instagram stories a few days ago asking if people were working on something for themselves or still working on Christmas knitting. And more people were working on something for themselves than Christmas knitting. So how is that with you guys? Are you guys all done your Christmas knitting now? Or are you guys still casting on, one or two last minute things? The bulk of your Christmas knitting was done and you're like, I think I could do a hat, right? I mean, we still have a few days. It's still not too late. We could do a few more dishcloths. We could do a hat. Sam, I had said that maybe you would want to try knitting with crochet cotton as kind of just switching up your dishcloths a little bit, mixing some colors or holding two strands of the same color. That would be fine too. It would be just something different. Oh, Cindy is knitting DK socks, just vanilla. You know what? I like just vanilla socks sometimes, right? It's nice to have some relaxing. And I think especially right now when we're kind of down to the crunch with Christmas and all those last minute things that you have to run out and buy, and grocery stores, good heavens. We all know what grocery stores are like the last few days before Christmas, right? Everybody is there. And we need something that's a little calming just to de-stress from that grocery store trip of all things, right? So let's see here. Diane, you've been dyeing snowflakes? What? That sounds like super exciting. Alice, you'll give it to your granddaughter. Oh, that's so lovely. You're all done your Christmas knitting, selfish knitting, selfish knitting coming up. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, yes, I will show after it's given away. I'll take some pictures, Anne. Yes. Jen, you're working on finishing up the last two sweaters that are Christmas gifts. Oh my goodness. Well, that's exciting. It's Christmas, like sweaters. Someday I'm going to knit people's sweaters. I know. I can't get socks knit for Christmas, but I'm thinking, oh yes, I can, I can knit my mom a sweater. I can knit my daughter a sweater. Someday, maybe. I'll have to channel my inner Jen with the Christmas sweater. Katie, too tired to knit. And I might be giving up on Christmas knitting. Oh, well, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, how many times I tried to knit my brother a pair of socks a few Christmases ago. Christmas for his birthday. I think it was Christmas. And I didn't finish them. They're still not finished. I think I'm just going to pull them out and start again at some point. This is kind of at the end of the year. This is where I get motivated to think next year is the year I'm going to gift everybody socks for Christmas. And Noelle, do you guys follow Noelle from Knits and Pieces podcast? She does that every year. She knits socks for her her sons, her daughter-in-laws, and her grandchildren, and there is a lot of them, and probably her husband too. And hopefully she makes a pair for herself in there. And if you go take a look on her Instagram, you will see them all lined up. She always does a cute picture of them across her mantle, and it's very impressive, and something I always think, man, I wish I could do that. And maybe next year will be the year that I actually do that. We will see. There's always hope for, you know, always hope for next year, right? Oh, Sam. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Hopefully you got good news. Catherine, you've been finishing mitten projects. You had 3 pairs. Oh, that just needed thumbs. Oh, I know. What is it about the thumbs, right? You know what? I'm going to use that as my Instagram stories poll or question for tomorrow, is how many people get stuck on mittens when it comes to doing the thumbs. I know there's something, I think it's like a mental roadblock. You get all the bulk of the knitting done, and then it's like, ugh, have to come. Daisy, you have to come and you got to pick up stitches, and then I don't know if it's just because the thumb is so tiny around that it just seems fiddly. Like, I don't know what it is mentally that causes a stumbling block with me. And thumbs. I just don't know what it is. Okay. Daisy is attempting to come up here and visit. Anyways, so thumbs. Well, I am glad that you were on. You said that was your last thumb, so you've got 3 pairs finished now. That is fantastic. Let's see here. I'm gonna scroll back here. Susanna is making a basic beanie in Croy in Purple Haze colorway. Fantastic. Love that idea. Diane, you just cast on a spa cloth. You inspired me for a Christmas gift. Yay. I know, isn't that exciting? Good. Good, good. I know, isn't it nice just to sneak one more gift in there and give to somebody? That's fantastic. And the other Diane said you didn't think it would work because it had already gifted. Oh, and they turned out nice. Okay, that is excellent. Susanna's the house, blah, blah, blah. Let me start that again. Susanna's hat is a slouchy. That's always fun. Sam, you are the dishcloth queen. Sam knits more dishcloths than anybody I know. We'll have to check in with her at the end of the year to see how many she has knit. And it's well over 100, which is just crazy. Alice has said here, a belated Christmas gifts. Oh, that's right. Become birthday gifts. Well, you know, Alice, you must have been reading my mind, because was it last year or the year before? My goodness, the years just kind of blend into one another. I had decided that I had thought, okay, this is ridiculous. Why do I want to knit a gift for all of my family members that is due on the exact same day as Christmas gifts? So I thought, nope, I'm going to change that all up, and I'm like scrap the Christmas knitting and just go with birthday knitting. Well, the problem is that I always decide that like right now, the end of the year. And that does not work well because my nephew's birthday is January 2nd. And then there is 2 birthdays in February and 2 in March. So right out of the gate, I'm behind. But I thought this year that was something that I had thought I would do. I thought I would actually try to space out some more gift knitting. And I think I would really like to do both. I would like to do Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. So we will see. But you're absolutely right. Belated Christmas gift, whatever doesn't get for Christmas gifts easily can get turned into birthday gifts. That is so, so true. Okay, so Diane said she did 6 pairs for family. Fold, what is this? Fold them and put the, oh yes, the label back on so they have washing instructions. Yes, that is, I love that idea. Love that idea. So you guys know, yes, fold your knitted sock in half and then slide the ball band down over the leg. I've seen that picture and I thought, what a great idea. And it's very nice presentation wise too. Afterthought heels are like doing thumbs. You're right. You are right. You know what? I did not feed Daisy when I came home from work tonight. So that's why she's here. This is her subtle way of saying, it's like tapping me on the shoulder saying, you forgot, I'm waiting. But you're right. Afterthought heels, anytime you have to go back and do that little fiddly bits, right? That's where sometimes our projects get stuck in a project bag and don't necessarily get finished right away, right? Oh, Cindy said your thumbs end up too tight. I've had that happen sometimes, especially if I'm doing color work over just those few little stitches. And yeah, it can get tight. Sometimes then I just pick up a couple of extra stitches around just to give me a little bit more room. Oh, okay, so Sam, you've got some hand exercises. Well, that's good. That hopefully that will help. Did I get my brother's hat done? No. It's right here. But I'm not panicking yet on this. Because this should knit up really quick. And you guys, can I tell you a little secret? I shouldn't even say this because I don't know when it will be finished, but this weekend I spent some considerable amount of time up in the yarn room doing some organization because that room had gotten totally out of control again with yarn. So I have been sorting and organizing and trying to get it all finished up the way I, like having my dream craft room. That's what I'm going for. So I'm partway there, and I came across my project bag that I had used the last time I knit hats out of this yarn, and my circular needle and my DPNs were in that bag. So now I am all set. The needles, I know exactly where they are, so I could cast this on at any time and I could get it started. And I don't need it till Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I was gonna say, so this could end up being a Christmas Eve cast on. It very possibly could be a Christmas Eve cast on, but we'll see. We will see. Oh, Cindy's saying death grip, afraid to drop stitches. Yes, that, well, yes. And that is something, and so either pick up a couple of extra stitches if you can, like if you're just doing plain, if there's no pattern in there, pick up a couple of extra stitches and you'll be fine. Or just try to do some deep breathing, shoulder stretches, relax yourself, and try not to have a death grip on those needles one way or the other, hopefully, and that'll fix those tight thumb problems. Anyways, well, Daisy, I know, are you guys getting the opinion as she's pacing back and forth here? As you can see, she has not missed very many meals, so, she's not a starving kitty by any means. Yeah, try it, Cindy, and see, because, if the pattern tells you to pick up, I don't know, you know what, have 10 or 12 stitches on your needle for the thumb. If you're knitting so tight and you add in some extra, it's fine. I mean, you can pick up as many extras as you need, really, so you get a nice, good fitting thumb. Daisy is totally distracting me. She's, anyways, Yes, I have to feed this poor starving kitty when we're finished here. Oh, yes. Okay, so Diane, was that you? Did you leave that in the comments either on Instagram or Facebook? Somebody left me a comment saying that these yarns looked really well together. And you know what? They really actually do kind of look pretty together. Wonder, except the weight difference, right? This is a light fingering and this is a bulky weight. But they would be fun. They would be kind of fun to mix and match them together too, wouldn't it? Can you hear plastic crinkling? This is what Daisy does when she doesn't get my attention. She goes and she finds paper or plastic to, you know, crinkle because she knows it drives me bonkers. Cats, they're just like having kids, aren't they? Hi, Nancy. Oh, you found patterns for snowmen and puppies? Okay, those would be cute. Diane, it was you. Okay. I know it would. And so if I doubled or tripled, I don't know how I could do that. Or even, I don't know. Could play around with it. But I thought that too when I took the picture of them all together. I thought, boy, this does look really pretty all together. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a ball of each and hang them kind of side by side or cluster the balls so they still get that effect of them being all together. Well, everybody, we have been chatting for almost an hour. Is it hard to work with the tinsel yarn? I'm guessing, Alice, that's what you're asking me about. Oh, yes, I'm sure it will be. It is probably one of these things that I don't want to say regret, but I mean, eyelash yarn is fiddly to work with, isn't it? I mean, anybody who's knit with it before, you just know that it is. Because once you get this all knit, right? I mean, you can't see your stitches. So I always count as I'm knitting across my row. You know, if I've got 10, 20, whatever my stitches are, I count to make sure that I've got them. And I mean, it's not hard to knit with at all. It's just you want to be careful that you're actually picking up the stitch, the solid, what do I want to say there? Like, what is the actual solid? That's the only thing. The sturdy, like the actual yarn part, not just kind of scooping up the eyelashy bits. You want to actually make sure that you are coming in here and getting the whole stitch. So it's not hard, but it is just maybe a little more time consuming because you are going to want to pay attention to it. But I mean, it's just a Christmas ball, right? I mean, it's not very much knitting, so it'll be fun. It will be fun. Yeah, like fun fur, exactly, kind of thing. Hi, Emma, how are you? You're just finishing your Advent mitts for you. I love that. You're finishing off socks that you started back in October and currently dealing, with yarn barf and knots. Oh, that is so frustrating. Yarn knots, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. But that's exciting that you're getting your socks finished that you started in October. That's a good way to kind of finish up some things for the end of the year. Kind of go into the new year feeling like you've got some loose ends finished up, right? Okay, so if I hold, yes, okay, you're right, Diane. So if I hold the two together, I was thinking like if I striped it or something and did, I guess that's what I had in my head, but you're absolutely right. I could hold a strand with this and knit it together. For some reason in my head, I was picturing a ball that was striped. So it would be knit and then it would have a stripe of the eyelashy stuff going through it. I know, isn't that funny when you get something in your head, then you can't think of it any other way. But you're right. If I would just hold this together with it. Oh, yeah, maybe I will just do that too. But you're right. Yeah, totally. And just knit that together. And then you're only adding in one more other strand of yarn that you're going to have to make sure let you like doubly pay attention, because now you're going to want to make sure you pick up both, not all making sure that you actually get the strand of the eyelash yarn, but you're going to want to make sure that you pick this up with it as well. But there again, I mean, not impossible. It's just, you're just going to have to be a little more focused and make sure you get all those. But that would be nice. And the red with it. Possibilities here, right? So many things. See if I can find the end of this. Oh no. Did we just talk about yarn birth? Okay, oh, it's not too bad. Not too bad, not too bad. I thought I might have gotten a whole lot more out of there. Sally, you stopped working on your hitchhiker because now you don't have time to, you don't have time to finish it by Christmas. Well, oh, that's too bad, Sally. And it was looking so good. You were making such good progress on it. Oh, Diane. Oh, so Diane has all these wonderful ideas that she is not going to try herself. Diane. So you know how gullible I am, right? All you have to do is just plant the tiniest little seed for me to start thinking, and I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Okay, well, maybe I will try this. You just never know. You never know. All right. Sally, oh, you started a sweater. Oh, you started a sweater for your puppy. That's a fun project. That's fun. All right, everybody. Okay, oops, we're just over the 1 hour mark. So I guess it is time for us to wrap up, because I know everybody's going to be dying to get back to their wrapping, their Christmas movie watching. Right? I mean, it is that time of year. I think I'm going to pull out, I need to sort my Christmas presents out. I need to, put them all over the living room floor and get everybody's gifts all together and just kind of do that one last look of what I have, and then decide if I need to run out tomorrow night after work and pick up any extra last minute things, right? I could use the red crochet. You're absolutely right, Sally. I could just mix and match all of this stuff together. All right. Well, you guys have given me lots of fantastic ideas. So I'm going to go start knitting. I hope everybody has a fantastic week right up until Christmas. It is just days away. So thank you so much, everybody who voted for my yarn. I'm so glad you voted for the tinsel. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to whatever holiday you guys are celebrating over the next couple of weeks. Enjoy. Make sure you don't get too stressed out about things, because, and I'm taking this as advice to myself as well. The whole purpose of Christmas is the family time, the memories you're making. It doesn't have to be perfect. If the house isn't perfect, it's not. People aren't going to remember that. And you know what? If the food doesn't turn out quite right, that is the one thing that people will remember for years, and it will be a good memory. So, have fun, everybody. Enjoy your holidays, enjoy your family time, enjoy your knitting time, and hopefully Santa brings everybody some yarn for their stockings this weekend. I will see you all next Monday, and we can chat more about the holidays and how everybody's weekend went. So happy holidays, everybody, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.